Hello YouTube, coming to you from my home office here in southeastern Ohio. I guess we're going to call this video 2017 money, cattle, business, my plans for the year, and what's to come, and mainly where I've been the last week or so. We'll start with that. Started this channel there 3 weeks ago or something. I actually wanted to start the channel to help people out, especially young producers that learning. I had some very good mentors along the way, and so I wanted to really help them out. Before that, just where I've been for the last week, you'll see a video, I think, or have seen a video there where I hauled cattle to stockyards. I took those cattle up, delivered them to the stockyards. The sale had already started, which I knew that it was starting. I unloaded the cattle myself and pinned them. There was a cow come out of the auction ring there and blew by one of the guys that was pinning back, and then she jumped the gate and come down the alleyway there, the far side of the barn where I was pinning cattle. The guys yelled at me, told me she was coming, and so I took off, and there was some ice there where the water had been running through the barn, and I hit it and done a Superman into a gate and busted my shoulder. I'm supposed to keep it immobilized. I've got an immobilizer, but it warmed up today and wanted to go out and walk around, so I just put this cheap sling on for a little bit and took a little walk. The cow hit the ice too, and she kind of took a tumble. Thank goodness I got up and out of there before she did. Ended up driving myself back to, it's about an hour away. I ended up driving myself back here to home to the ER, and checked into the ER, and they set the shoulder, and I have a crack in the shoulder right there at the joint. So got to kind of keep it immobilized for a few weeks here and let it heal up. So not going to be doing much. Got a boy hired to do the feeding for me of the evenings and that kind of stuff. And I've got a really good partner on cattle here that's good to help out too when I need him. Saying that, back to why I started the channel. Like I said, I started to help from young kids starting out, or just anybody, I guess. But when I was young, starting out, I looked at YouTube, and there's plenty of studies done by universities and that kind of stuff, but not really any real-world application, day-to-day stuff. Just studies. I had some very good mentors. Some of them I'll name, some of them I won't. There was an older gentleman that's passed away now, Merrill Evans. Merrill I learned a lot from him and kind of modeled some of the things I do from Merrill. He bought sale barn cattle, put them together, singles, background them there at his farm, and then he sent them west to Brookover Feed Yard in Garden City, Kansas, and he retained ownership there and finished them out. My grandfather he traded horses, cattle, livestock, any kind. He was a big influence on how I got started and learned the things I did. A lot of you have heard of Bob Evans. Especially people on the eastern side of the U.S. know that as a restaurant company, sausage company. Bob was a neighbor, a very good proponent for agriculture, done a lot of work in intensive grazing. And I learned a lot from from Bob and some guys that worked for Bob. He had a couple guys that done a lot of studies for him and on intensive grazing. Still to this day, I graze, strip graze turnips just about every year. We did not get any put out this year, which is strange, but It makes a great winter feed. I learned that from Bob and the guys that work for him. I won't name the other two guys. I'd love to. But they're still around today, and if I know them as well as I think I do, they'd rather just know that they helped, but wouldn't want to be named. We do frost seed every February. We'll get a video of that about the second week of February. I frost seed clover, some alfalfa. Don't have really good luck with alfalfa, but we'll do a little bit of it. But mainly clover, red clover and white clover both, but mainly the red. We have really good luck frost seeding it in February. Some of you that in the West, you would maybe know Bob, or not know Bob, but the company. In Texas, it's known as Owens Family Sausage or Owens Family Restaurants. Bob joined with the Owens family to create those also. He had a kind of Eastern name, and he met a barrier there, and that was his Western connection. So enough about, I guess, where I've been or what. Let's shift to what we're going to do here in 2017. I'm going to try to take you along as much as I can to see the things that are going on once the weather breaks here. But also I've got some series that I've thought of here, and I guess I'm going to run through a few of them here and let you guys kind of decide what you want to see first. I'll probably do most of these, unless there's no interest on some of them, but it's things I think that are interesting and maybe could help out. But the ones that I get the most interest in is probably what I'll start with. Some of the things I've thought about is non-traditional ways to make money with cattle. Everybody thinks you need to fit into a category. You're either you're a cow-calf man, or you're a stocker, or you're a backgrounder, or feedlot. There's lots of ways to make money with cattle that deals not with being stuck in a sector like that, I should say. And I've caught a little bit of flack over this from family and friends. They want to know why I want to tell this, because some of the things that I'm going to talk about are things that I've done and nobody really even has caught on to. That make money, and they think that if I let this out, that it'll maybe change, and I won't have the opportunities I've had. But I don't think people are going to listen that much, and YouTube's a big, wide environment, and I think that things can be tailored to each person and changed, and I don't think it's going to affect me here in any way. If it does, hey, it does. We'll find something else. So non-traditional ways to make money with cattle. I've got a little rant and series that I've thought about of what I call whiteboard fencing, or whiteboard farming. Let's say it's kind of a series I'm going to do on where you draw the line. Do you want to make your place beautiful and like a horse farm or whatever, or do you want to make money? Where do you draw the line? And I've got some really good reasons why I've come up with that from dealing with some farms in the past. Another one I thought of is how I got started. If anybody has interest in that, I'll definitely do that sometime. Where I came from and kind of how I've developed. The mistakes I've made, I'll do that one. Even if I don't do it as a series, I'll do that just as time goes on. I'm not ashamed. Everybody makes mistakes. If you say that you haven't, then I'm not going to call you a liar, but yeah, we all make mistakes, and I'm not ashamed of the mistakes I've made. If I wouldn't have made them, I wouldn't have learned the things I've learned. Another series I was planning on doing is backgrounding cattle. The differences in preconditioning and backgrounding, I'll go over that, and kind of how I do it. I do kind of a non-traditional background, because we do a lot of ours is kind of a cross between stocker and backgrounder. We don't dry lot everything. We kind of try to kick them out on grass. Works a lot better for me. Everybody has different talents, assets, weaknesses. So I'll go over some of that stuff, how to kind of maybe make some of that stuff work for you. I'll save that for another series. But guys, I've rambled on long enough. Hope you enjoy these videos. If you do, comment, like, subscribe. I'll try to keep this up. Hope you learned something. And hope I learned something from all this too. But anyway, thanks guys. Enjoy. God bless.